Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. This one's going to be kind of different today because we're going to do like a how-to for a video game that I've been playing lately, and I think it's really underrated and I'm really loving it. It's called PixArk. It's basically like Minecraft and Ark had a baby, and it's created by the same people who created Ark Survival Evolved, as well as the creators of other games such as I've heard the names Light and Dark and a few others thrown in there. But this game is basically kind of like a mix of all of that. And I just have my desktop open right now because I want to go over some single player settings that you should put into the game file that'll make breeding and leveling up a little bit easier. You can change these if you want. I will post them in the description below. But basically you're going to open up the game folder. I will show you the file location for it on my computer. So it's on the hard drive, the C drive, program files by 86, Steam apps, common, PixArk, shooter game, saved, configuration, Windows no editor, and then it's this game file right here is what I have open. When you open it, all you're going to see is this first part right here, this first little bit, and then what you're going to add is this down here. So what this adds is destination path or whatever, the header right here, you need this part, and then you have per stats multiplier for the player and teams that you can set to a multiplier of 2 or 3 or what have you. Also mating intervals, egg hatch speed, baby mature speed, cuddle, all that stuff. So the way I currently have it set up is I can imprint once and then it's 100% imprint, so it makes it super fast. And I will post these settings down in the description below. And I also have, this is basically my template file, gives me what each of these numbers mean up here. Just like easily copy and paste each line. These are initially set up at like just 1.0, so they're all at 1.0, and then I went through and edited them to the levels that I wanted. So I highly recommend once you do find the game file that you need, definitely send a shortcut to your desktop so it's easy to find later on. So if you want to change any settings, or interval multiplier was like 0.16 and I changed it to 0.01 because I want there to be like really no interval. But yeah, that's the solo stats that I have saved on mine right now. And now we'll jump into the game. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to go over is my game settings that I have it currently set up at. There's some functions that kind of get a little bit annoying in the game, especially like when you get mounted on your flyer or whatever. It's automatically in first person, and it's kind of hard to see anything with the dino's head right in your face. So if you go to your game files right here, you can actually automatically use third person when mounted. So it's going to switch you to third person, and then once you dismount, you'll still be in third person. So you will have to switch back to first person to like shoot things and whatever. But I think that's a little bit easier than, because you don't always need first person as soon as you dismount. So I prefer to play third person just because it's easier to see everything. But this is something you can set up initially in your game so you don't ever have to worry about switching when you're mounting your dino or whatever, because I know a lot of us hop off to like get drops and whatever and then hop right back on. It's kind of a pain in the butt to have to switch as soon as you take off to fly. So, and then of course I turned down the camera shake. I don't like the shake going on, but everything else I think I pretty much left the same. Okay, so if we go into single player, so the settings that I talked about in the game file are only going to affect single player, whether you're hosting or doing just a single player offline game. And you have two different arcs to choose from. You have the regular land arc, which has the ocean, or you have the sky arc, which has no ocean, but it does have wyverns and stuff. As far as I can tell, you can't like switch back and forth between the two in single player. I have not tried like uploading any dinos upload things. I haven't tried it yet to see if you can switch back and forth between maps. I might do that sometime in the future. So for this video today, we're going to be going to my sky arc map. I'll just show you what I have set up on these settings. So difficulty level I put to 1.0, so that way you get the max level dinos spawning in. Harvest amount ×3. Harvest health I moved to 0 because like when you first start the game and you don't have any points into melee and stuff, it takes forever to hack away at a piece of meat. So if you put it to 0, you just like hit it maybe once or twice and then it's gone. Resources respawn period, I don't think I did anything with this. The nighttime speed I sped that up a bit, I think, so it goes faster. And then structures and animals, player damage I did ×2, and then food drain and stamina drain, water drain I put that at 0.5 to half. so it doesn't drain as quickly. I might have changed health recovery, I don't know for sure. Taming speed, definitely I changed to 2x10. Dino food drain at half, and I think the rest of it's the same. And then allow flyer carry PvE, disable structure decay for PvE, and allowed third person camera. All these should save. And then system XP multiplier ×2. If you're playing solo, you don't really need all the voice chat and stuff like that. You just enable crosshair and player location on the map. And you can also enable hardcore mode if you wanted. I don't have that enabled, so I'm not sure really what difference that makes. And you can either start in creator mode or normal mode. What I like to do when I first start out on a new map is go into creator mode and build me a base. Like just a basic starter base, nothing fancy. You know, I'll start playing and then, you know, upgrade and everything from there. At least that gets me going. You can create everything that you could possibly want and your weight is unlimited. And then you have normal mode, which I'm just going to open up in normal mode. I have my character here, and then I'm going to load my map. Here we are at my starter base on the PixArk map. But I'm going to show you the basic control mapping. I use one of the plug-in Xbox controllers on my Windows 10 just because it's easier for me to move around and stuff in the world. So I'm just going to show you really quick the key mapping and stuff of all of that. And say hi to Bun Bun on my head. Basic controls. Obviously, the left control stick moves you around. The right control stick moves your view. If you hold down left bumper, it brings up this menu, which you would use because you can't get to all of the items in your hotbar by, you know, just pushing on the directional keys. So there you have like rock enabled. If you have, say, a consumable or something on your hotbar and you select it, and then you can have something else like your sword drawn, and you still have the med brews or whatever you want to call them selected, and you just hit Y to consume one. And you still have your sword out, so you can do two things at once. So that is super cool. That's one good reason to use a controller. And then of course the up is your first, is the box number 1, down is box number 2, left is box number 3, and right is box number 4, which I can't use right now because I just used it. If you want to just get rid of what's in your hands, you can hit the Q button on the keyboard and that'll get rid of it. You can also, of course, you know, hit your number buttons to draw whatever tool you need, which I do sometimes if I'm tired of going back and forth with the controller. But okay, so if you don't have anything in your hand, you can hold the left trigger and you use that to scan things. Otherwise, right click on the mouse and that you can scan plants with, you can scan dinos. So if you're looking for something to tame and you want some more information, you can get their level, whether they're active or passive. And this is a normal creature, not a magic creature, where it was tamed, by who, recommended equipment, difficulty level. And then of course, you know, right trigger is to punch things, or you equip a weapon and use your weapon, or shoot your arrows. Have a weapon like a bow or gun equipped, you hold left trigger to aim and then right trigger to fire. The start button opens the start menu. The select button is your voice chat. Yeah, so when you're talking, it will make you actually talk. That's kind of cool. Right control stick to crouch and go prone. You hold it down for a second to go prone. You push the left control stick to speed up while you're running, make you go faster. But be warned, in PixArk, if you run into another layer of stuff, you will slow down. I'll show you. I'm running, and I jumped down, so now I'm not running as fast. You have to stay on the same level or else it will turn it off, which is annoying. I always recommend to get a ground mount or something to ride around, and then they can just climb right over the blocks. They don't get stopped by it. As long as it's like 1 and 1 like this, like a stair, they'll just climb right over it. So you walk up to something like a door or whatever to use it or open the menu, you hit Y. If I go to this and it says E to drink, you can hit Y on the controller to drink. You hold it to bring up the inventory. B, of course, is exit anything. If you hold it down, it opens up this wheel, so you can go to craftables or show your inventory. Whistles, I use it mostly to show inventory because there's no other way to do that. You can't push regular Ark, you just push B and it automatically opens your inventory. This one doesn't do that. You can push I on the keyboard. My laptop does not have one of the little roller balls to, like, you know, switch from first to whatever, but I can push both of my mouse buttons at the same time and it'll switch back and forth between first. But scrolling, you can scroll through your items. Say you go up to something, you access the inventory, you would push A to select an item. And And with the controller, you can actually move the mouse around with the left stick, and you click A to hold, click and drag. So it's pretty easy to click and drag things into your inventory. You can just double click it with the A button and click and drag. You can use the mouse button with the controller as well. So you don't even have to like be near your keyboard really. The only thing that I haven't figured out something to do is open the creature inventory with a controller. The only way I know of how to do it is you have to be dismounted and you have to go up and push Y and hold it, then access inventory. Otherwise, you would push F on the keyboard and it will open up. And you can also use F while mounted to open the creature inventory. It took me forever to figure this out. I always had to dismount and points into the dino when I could just push F on the keyboard. If you're having trouble figuring out how to open that creature inventory, that's how. Push F on the keyboard. Oh, I'm stuck. RGs are kind of buggy, so make sure you push away off your control stick when you're jumping off so you jump away from them. Otherwise you get stuck. See, I'm stuck. Hold the stick to the left or the right and then jump off so you fully jump off. Alright guys, well thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to put a like on it. It really helps out my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one for base tour. Bye!